and welcome to episode 4 of the Live It Out series. We are really excited to be sharing the Bible with you this Monday morning.
Yeah, we can't believe we're on episode 4 already. Really excited to share the next instalment of Genesis. Now, we are jumping ahead a little bit to Genesis chapter 6. So we're really looking forward to you reading that and unpacking some of the ideas that's within it.
Yeah, today we're going to be looking at the story of Noah, and your specific verses for this morning are verses 12 to 22.
Yeah, so they should be on the screen right now. Pause the video here, have a little read, and then come back to us when you are ready. Brilliant. So hopefully you've read the passage. Again, it doesn't matter if you're maybe a little bit confused about certain things or you're a little bit unsure. Rachel is going to give just a really great overview of the chapter for you now. So over to Rachel. Here we go.
So today, guys, we are going to be looking at one of the most well-known stories that you'll find in the Bible, and it's the story of Noah and the ark. So basically, God has instructed Noah to build an ark as God is going to send a flood. And Noah's task is to build this ark and to save 2 of every kind of animal. I'm sure most of you know the song, "The animals went in 2 by 2. Feel free to sing it, I'm not going to. But the ark would act as a place of refuge for the animals and for Noah's family for the 40 days that the flood would last. As the water levels began to lower, the ark came to a stop. And at the end, it's quite well known for God putting a rainbow in the sky as a promise that he would never send a flood to destroy the earth again. And I think Noah's story really reminds us of God's faithfulness. Back over to you guys to hear what you have to say.
Thanks, Rach. Now we're going to share something that stood out to us when we were reading the passage.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting story because I think as Christians it's a story that we think we know really well, or we've heard many times before. But I think what stood out to me was Noah's obedience to the call that God placed on his life. That God said to Noah to build this ark because the flood is coming. And I know that for the people surrounding Noah, they must have been really confused. They didn't believe that the flood was coming. They were unsure as to why he was building the boat. And so I'm sure that he must have been kind of taken the mick out of, or people must have been really confused at what Noah was doing. But Noah was quietly confident about the calling that God placed on his life, that he knew and trusted that God had a plan. And I think for us, that can be the same thing, that God calls us to stuff that often sounds confusing or doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, for example, if God asked you to do a cartwheel down the aisle whilst you were doing your shopping in the supermarket, would you do it? Now, you don't know why God's asked you to do this or why he's placed that calling on you, but you don't know that the person doing their weekly shopping down the aisle is questioning life and faith as they're doing their shopping. And they've said to God, God, if you're real, somebody's going to do a cartwheel in front of me, because they believe that's something that's never going to happen. Now, it's your calling on your life to do that cartwheel, and that could be the point of change in their lives.
Yeah, so true. It's so good. And we just wanted to encourage you with that and hopefully use that as a starting point to kind of think about maybe some of the callings on your life, your purposes, those kind of things. But then to also look at the questions that should be on the screen right now that you can look at and study the word. Maybe read the passage again and again, grab your highlighters, grab your pens, jot down things that are of interest to you or that stand out to you, and start to kind of unpack what God might be saying to you. So the questions are on the screen, follow those, grab your notepad, and we look forward to hearing what you want to share on Sunday morning.